Hi, my name is Matt, and I'm a superhero-aholic. I bought my first DC comic when I was about 10 years old, and it's been a lifelong obsession ever since. Currently, it's cost me more money than anything but my flat and my slight drinking issues. But it's not always that easy to be a Brit and be a fan of superheroes. The fact is we've always seen them as being a little bit too extreme and as too flashy for ourselves. But the reality is it doesn't stop us trying, and God knows we try. I'm guessing most people know who Spider-Man is. The other chap is the leopard from Lime Street. It was a young lad, an orphan boy, who was scratched by a radioactive leopard. This is Captain Britain. Captain America he's not. This is a guy who, despite some of the best minds in comic book writing, trying to make something of him, has never got out of the kind of C-list. He'd be Big Brother on Channel 5, basically. The 90s was a terrible, terrible time for comic books. And this guy, Kill Power, is everything that was wrong with it. Basically, Marvel wanted a new kind of powerhouse like the Hulk, and they got a laughing stock instead. Knight and Squire, the British Batman and Robin. Well, they beat Batman and Robin if it wasn't for the fact their rogue gallery is so pathetic that the security guard at your local Tesco's could take them out. Knights of Pendragon, even I can't remember what the bloody point of these guys was. They were around a lot in the 90s. They were kind of the Avengers for the UK. They had something to do with King Arthur, I think. I guess that's the name. They were junk. But I needed a break and go. And this one doesn't really fit, but this is John Constantine, who was a Scouse, blonde, dark magician who in one of the greatest comics ever written, and John Constantine, Bill and Ted, who just like a crafty fag. But superheroes aren't just comics anymore. You've got Smallville, where a middle-aged man played a teenage Clark Kent for what seemed like decades. And you've got Misfits, where actually a bunch of Asbo kids from the States made superpowers a bit icky, really. This is my breast slide. This is Banana Man. The reality is, Banana Man is still the greatest superhero of all time. Still the #1 choice for stag do partying. This is the two greatest writers of superheroes ever. Stan Lee, who clearly wants to be Hugh Hefner, and Alan Moore, who is a grumpy bugger from Northampton who actually hates superheroes. Never have two men been less likely to do the jobs that they do. But the Americans know when you need a real superhero, you need a Brit. So Batman is a Welsh guy with anger management issues, who's done a better job than anyone since the great Adam West. Superman is now a posh boy from Jersey, and not the Sopranos one, the one in the Channel Island. And it's basically his mission is to try and save the world from everything that's happened since Christopher Reeve made the first movie. Even Spider-Man is now Brit, kind of. He was born in America but raised in the UK, and he's just trying to save us from the Saturday Night Fever moment in Spider-Man 3, which ruined Tobey Maguire's career, even more than his drink and drugs. But what I believe is that as Brits, we do have one great superhero. And it has a lot in common with the American one, particularly that they love phone booths. And so the American one is very much about truth, justice, and the American way. It's all about big jock-like guys, handsome, moral superiority, and all that sort of thing. Very much how Americans see themselves in the world. Whereas for Brits, we're much more about eccentricity and intelligence and being sneaky and being a bit underhand and cheating, basically. There's the whole thing about Doctor Who is he's a madman in a box. So scores on the door. Magically, it's a massive upset and the Brits win. Now, the reality is that might just be because I'm channeling our two-hearted hero and I've just cheated. But nonetheless, that was the reality. So now I'm going to take some time for my own personal kryptonite, which is the beer we were talking about earlier. I've stayed sober up until this moment. So I'm going to go to the bar after the next talk, and I'd just like to thank you all for listening. Cheers.